throw you in the water, your body is going to say, I need to get up.
What you're saying is based on the goal of healing, not on the research.
Again, cigarettes used to be healthy. I want to sell you some mouthpaste. I can change the research.
They didn't have a research. They just said it.
Then we keep that based on research.
No, when they were doing the cigarette thing, they just said it.
They said it was based on research.
Hey, y'all not talking crazy, right?
Of course.
Because you lied.
We lied?
Yeah, we just got it. So I had to rush in here that y'all just chill out. Just be nice for a minute. All right, hold on. Why you look like that, EMP? Yeah. I missed out on something, didn't I? You been chaperoning Miss
We've been talking about mouth tape.
Okay.
And vegan food.
Oh, okay, we're good. Cause this is my second night working with Mr. Webb. Ain't no telling where he'll take us.
I'm just in here listening and learning.
You ain't listening. You telling me pseudoscience.
I'm not telling you pseudoscience.
Oh, this is gonna be interesting.
I thought the mouthpiece was pseudoscience.
I'm gonna get one on. I got this. For some odd reason, the Wi-Fi is dragged.
It's not.
Wi-Fi's we got up in here. That's what it is.
It's science back. That's why we have CPAP machines.
Hold on.
Cigarettes are science back too.
Oh my. We're in a different stage.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because 2025 is way more honest.
Yeah. Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. The mouth tape thing is, you know.
Being sarcastic.
Oh.
Being sarcastic.
Hello, good people. Oh, yeah.
Nice man this time. Definitely.
Yeah,
Testing. We had to do. Demons get behind. That's what you want to see right there. Hey, we're going to get this up and running. Demons, stand behind me. In the name of the universe, get behind me. My higher power. And did everything they could to keep us from having NP. Community conversation. So we're going to get started. And you guys just bear with us. It's always a challenge. That's what grows us. Miss NP, so that I don't mess your name up, you think you can you think you can get our name right, Mr. PW? You got your information.
I like MP.
NP? Okay, we're gonna keep it. We're gonna keep it on the side. If you want to know what a real name is, you got to go and look at the flyer. All right,
Or
NP.
NIKETA Pechan.
Go ahead. And you're from where?
I am a child of Jamaican immigrants.
Ooh, powerful. Let me turn that music down. And what exactly is a Jamaican immigrant?
Well, I mean,
From a Jamaican immigrant.
So, I mean, they migrated from Jamaica to the U.S., so they're immigrants here. And I'm a second generation Jamaican American or Jamaican immigrant.
Okay. And what is your definition of immigrant?
See, this is a whole thing. So, like, okay, there's like people talked about immigrants versus expats, right?
Versus what?
Expats.
Okay, hold on. PW, you know what an expat?
I'm listening. This is a learning.
So an
session for me.
expat.
We in class. Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm in
Get
class
us right.
I'm reading right now.
Okay, you reading while she talking.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I'm over here like expat. I don't see that on the
that?
paperwork.
See, y'all go. So an expat is a person who moves from their homeland to another and start residing in another homeland. An immigrant is not much different, except an immigrant is a person who. An expat has more freedom. So it's like, oh, I want to live in France. But an immigrant usually migrates from their homeland to another place of opportunity.
Okay, I'm gonna have to You explain that to me again. I'm still
Okay.
lost.
Only this time, like we've never heard that before.
Really?
So, yeah, we're Americans.
So
Yeah.
let's say,
All I know is immigrant.
yeah. So let's say you guys are like, oh man, we love Bali. Y'all
Okay.
decide y'all want to go live in Bali for 2 years. You're an expat in Bali. But
I'm
if you're
just
like,
living there, I'm not trying to move.
no, you live there. You live there. You're not in your homeland anymore, which is the U.S., and now you're living in Bali.
Okay.
That's subjective, but no, that's an expat.
Okay, and the difference is
I would say the difference between an expat and an immigrant is an expat holds more freedom. Like there's more privilege in there. I'm gonna have fun with this guy right here.
Yeah.
Why is that? I think it's just subjective. I think somebody was actually questioning and challenging the definition of an immigrant and saying, why do we call immigrants immigrants? Why don't we just call them expats?
yeah, because we're not deporting expats.
That's exactly.
So I'm sure
But they can be
Hispanic
deported, though.
wants to know how can they be expats?
Exactly. There's a privilege around expats.
So is
Right.
that like something you fill out on your green card, your other orange card?
I think in maybe some countries they may use that language, expat. Yeah.
What we're still getting our visual, so I'm gonna have Miss NP to kind of share because she's a therapist.
Yeah.
Okay. At the end of the day,
Mhm.
after you've done all this ripping and running, you got babies you got to secure. You've been theraping people, loving on them all day, sharing, allowing them to share, absorbing their energy. How do you decompress? Is that the right word? I'm looking for PW. Yes.
I guess
How do
that
you
would be decompress and
how do you
ready for
defragment?
your day.
Yeah. How do you start the next phase of the day?
I'm gonna admit that I don't always decompress in a healthy way. Sometimes I doom scroll. But what I have been trying to do more these days is, moving. So I'll go for a walk around my neighborhood.
Okay.
I'll walk with my kids. That's something that is really helpful. Walking with my kids around the neighborhood makes me feel like, okay, I let go of that day and now we're connected.
Okay.
Good to get them out.
Would you share with us how we can find you and follow you? Because you do dance, you do yoga, you do not just dance, you do Caribbean dance. Is it called Dysphoria?
So the name of the event is Diaspora.
Oh, I mess up.
Judo names. But again, this is new.
Okay, keep on. And is that once a month? Is that weekly?
Yeah, so I host something called Diaspora, which is an Afro-Caribbean dance class / experience at Briarwood Arts Center in Jackson, Mississippi.
Okay.
And for some people who don't know the word diaspora is basically the disbursement of people from their original land. So I know you might have a different perspective. Many of us Black people are from the African diaspora.
Actually, many is a
Okay.
but I hear you.
A lot of Black people are from the African diaspora because we were taken from our land. I know for a fact I am from the African diaspora because I know in Jamaica a lot of our roots come from like Ghana and Nigeria, and so I know I'm African.
Okay. All right. And how long have you been in the States?
So I was born in New York,
Okay.
but when I was less than a year old, I was sent to Jamaica to live with my family until I was about 6 years old. So when I was 6, I moved to Miami, and I was in Miami until 2017. I came here.
Okay. Do you recall the lifestyle and the living in the Jamaican environment?
Absolutely.
Okay.
So when I came back to the States at age 6, I still went to Jamaica every summer for 3 months until I was 17 years old.
Oh.
So I didn't really,
Oh.
Okay.
no, I was there every
But you were
year.
born here. You don't have a green card.
Yeah, and that could be a argument
Okay.
that people. I know when I was growing up, like from people who are Caribbean born, they would like to discredit us from being Caribbean. But I am actually Jamaican. I have citizenship in Jamaica, and I was able
Wow.
to get citizenship in Jamaica through the birth of my parents. So I am a Jamaican born, and I'm a Jamaican, and not only am my children also have citizenship in Jamaica.
Okay. Is there a native tongue in Jamaica? Wait, hold on. We getting it right, man. I got thrown tonight, but we getting it right. But go right
Yeah,
ahead.
keep that one down.
The native tongue, we speak English, but we also speak something called patois.
Okay.
So it is an English dialect. I don't like to call it broken English. I like
Okay.
to honor it because it does
Ooh-wee.
have some, African connection.
Okay. Are you able to say good evening or happy Thursday?
It's gonna sound the same,
Okay.
but I can say something else that sounds
Say
different.
something else.
I can say picnic. Picnic
Okay.
is children.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
They'll say stuff like water
Okay.
or
I can't really say what I know.
Okay.
Making soccer players.
oh yeah, not the BC. The BC is a curse word.
So,
We don't want that.
Yeah,
Okay.
we found out what Bumble. I'm not gonna finish.
I can't even say it because it's worse than me saying the F word to my family.
Yeah.
They be like,
Okay.
"You cussing."
Yeah, you might get blocked. if
Yeah.
they
All
have
right.
the
Well, let me start off with this.
AI.
Community conversation with Community Strong Fort Jackson MS. It's an honor and a privilege. Oh, my guest co-host.
Hey man, I'm just here.
Let them know who you are and
Nobody.
nobody, there's somebody, there's anybody.
Well, I got the shirt on today, so it's Curtis Williams Project Humanity.
Okay.
Guy with the plan. Change the city. Let me.
Okay. And how can they find you?
601-488-0472 or Project Humanity. That's HU Humanity for all the colors of us. That's on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and all those other platforms. Scroll away. YouTube too. Now don't forget, like and share.
Okay.
Got
And
the
we
link
also
in the-
got Fox Cave Chronicles, but she deep in her phone. Be sure to check out Mr. Hey 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 on her show, which is going to be Monday, the 7th of April. And I don't know what kind of questions she's going to have. And I got to be careful how much of my business I give away. Fox is going to make me, I got about 5 personalities inside of me. So we're going to see what happens. How do they find you, NP? Did you tell them on your social media?
So you can find me at Instagram at NIKETA Christina.
Beautiful name.
That's my middle name. Thank you
Okay.
so much.
Go right ahead.
And yeah, you can email me at partnerships.nikitachristina@gmail. I'm in a rebirth process, so
You're in a what now?
rebirth. I'm
Okay.
rebirthing
Define,
my
what does
brand.
rebirth look like?
So I'm rebranding. I have a travel brand. You can follow us there at Bliss Abroad Travel on Instagram, as well as Facebook. It's Bliss Abroad Travel. And yeah, I'm rebranding myself as a therapist turned speaker, storyteller, and travelpreneur.
Okay. And before we go there, James Hopkins, brother, you're welcome to come by. It's a great pleasure to have you. And I got something to show you when I see you in person. Why you make that face? You know James Hopkins? Oh, she over there sucking on James Hopkins. I called your name out. She's sucking on something sour. You should have seen her face twist up just then. But thank you so much for tuning in. We got Jamie C. Perkins. Thank you, Miss Perkins, for tuning. Is that one of your people? You
I'm not sure.
smiling? Okay. All right. Tell us about give us a little background on your therapeutic services. Go right ahead.
So at the moment, I work for a digital mental health company that focuses on workforce or workplace wellness. So a lot of the people are employees of companies that my company is in partnership with, and we provide therapy services for them. And so it's regular psychotherapy. They come, they get free sessions through my company, and I just walk them through whatever problems. Usually it's stress, trauma, anxiety, and so I kind of help them, transform their lives.
Ooh, what is transfer? What is
Pretty
transfer?
busy right now.
Yeah.
Yes, very busy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are you seeing mostly males or females, children or adults?
I'm seeing adults, and both male and females see me. And the cool thing about it is they see your profile and they choose you. So people typically choose. Yeah.
So y'all got a bunch of pictures of you guys on the wall, and they just come in and pick which one.
It's
they want.
all online, and
Okay.
so they read our bios. And a lot of people say that my bio speaks to them. A lot of people from the Caribbean diaspora,
Okay.
Caribbean people who are Caribbean descent, Caribbean born, they usually choose me because I
Okay.
put in my bio that I am Jamaican American.
Is that the same bio that you sent me?
No.
That's a different one?
Yeah.
Okay, well, we're going to let Mr. PW read the one that you forward
One we
over to
sent
me,
here.
because people need to know who
Sure.
this person is, this
You ain't
superhero.
messing with me because I'm always online telling people they can't read. Now, if I judo your name, that ain't my fault.
NIKETA. Just say NIKETA.
Right, Nikita, and I was finna say pecans.
Pechan.
Pekin is a Jamaican American therapist turned wellness consultant and travel culture storyteller, rooted in the ancestral wisdom of Sankofa.
Sankofa. Uh-huh.
Is that the thing with the bird? Give me your version. Coach Abasi,
bird.
give me your version of Sankofa.
So
Hold
Sankofa.
on. Let me get you on here. Yeah,
What
because
is it?
because we hear that during Kwanzaa. He talks about the bird with the egg. So go right ahead and enlighten us on Sankofa.
So Sankofa is a principle that comes from the Akan people from Ghana, and it basically means to go back and fetch it. And basically the concept is to go back to the past, go back to the wisdom of the past in order to move forward in the future. And so for me, Sankofa is it's my life in motion because I'm constantly looking back at the history of the cultural roots of the Caribbean, of Africa, in order to better us, to move us forward. I think we were even talking about
that.
we were just talking about how, like, you know, what you eat has to be
Right.
directly connected to like your ancestral, right. And so that things like that helps us move towards being well. We can't. I think it's very important for us to be rooted in who we were, who we are, you know. And so that's kind of my work, my life work.
Do you think that we as Americans, American Africans, do we tend not to see that progression of that process in our movement? Do we understand that we are supposed to go back and fetch up? And don't you guys personalize this? We talking to a Jamaican.
So what I feel, and I could be wrong, because I
Share
know
with
that
us.
there can be some tension in the African diaspora.
Okay.
Because one might be like, oh, I'm Black American and the Caribbeans. One thing I know about the Caribbean, when we come to this country, there is an element we're kind of removed from a lot of the harsh traumas that Black Americans face. Like, for example, my uncles, my uncle always say, if someone call him the N-word, a white person call him the N-word.
Hold on. Should we use that word tonight, or we're gonna let it?
No, I'm not gonna use that word.
Not you, but I'm talking about the men in the house. Should we?
I try
The hard
not to use
R.
it
Okay.
myself
So we know what the
personally.
N word is.
Yeah, I
The
try
N
to not
hard
use
R.
it. Yeah.
The N hard R.
Yeah.
Not the N
slips
soft
out
A.
now.
Not the soft A, the
Not the
hard
soft-
R.
Okay.
It does
I'm
slip
glad
out.
you just go right ahead, PW.
It slips out, but
Okay.
I try to not use it because of the negative connotation
Yeah.
it has. Because it does. I got an old,
Okay.
Mhm.
and it has that word missing, but every word around it says ignorant person.
Right. Right.
Mm,
You know
So
what I'm
you
saying?
said that the A, the soft A
mhm.
versus the hard.
Yeah.
Okay.
So like my uncle, he's Jamaican born, raised. He's there now. We were talking about it, and he said if someone called him the hard R, he wouldn't care. And again, when he was growing up, it was very much in the time of still segregation and stuff like that in the U.S. So a lot of people in the Caribbean and other places, they're kind of removed from the traumatic experiences that the Black American community has
Right.
faced. So I honor that, and we all have our different issues, right? But I think when I think of Jamaica's history, I'm gonna speak for Jamaica. I know Caribbean have their own thing, but when I think of Jamaica's history, I look at how we came from Africa. We were stolen. We're there, and I think of like even the Maroons, the African people, the African people who are the Maroons there. They fought those Britain people, and they gave them
You see
hell.
a light up just in PW.
They gave them hell.
Okay.
They gave them hell. They were hiding. They were hiding in the mountains, like really attacking them to the point that they had to do a treaty, a truce with them. And so I always wonder. I was like, why? How were Jamaicans able to do that? And like America went through this process of like segregation and everything. And I feel that a part of that is because it's such a big land here in America, so it's harder, you know. You and me,
we're not finna agree.
We're not finna agree.
The
It's
reason,
okay.
The reason we don't agree is because I agree with what you said. The Jamaicans have that pride feeling that they fought against the Britons. I think that the story of what happened in Great Britain was changed so the Americans would not stand up. You feel me? I think that the
and just to be clear, your perspective is that the Black people are from the indigenous land.
Once again, there are more pyramids in the Americas.
So
than anywhere in the
everyone's
world.
clear. That's where we're deferring right now.
Okay. I like. What, is that your therapeutic? Is that your therapeutic?
What
coming through? You're making sure that everything's got clarity.
Yeah,
I love
because
it.
he has a different belief about where.
I don't have a different belief. I have more understanding than a lot of people. So your African heritage, true.
Yeah.
However, there were people on those islands already.
Yes, there were indigenous people, the Taino people,
so
for sure,
I think that we kind of don't respect enough.
I
Okay.
agree.
Okay.
I agree with that. We don't honor the indigenous people of the land. We don't really hear about them.
Right.
We do hear just the story of Africans,
came
which
from
is still
Africa.
significant, and it was very traumatic.
However,
Yeah.
if it was 3 Africans that landed in Jamaica, they brought a Ghanaian lineage with them, and it just happened to be exciting, and we liked it. And all those people who were already in Jamaica, whitewashed,
Okay.
and now you're from Africa. And the reason I think they did a lot of that is because if you knew you owned Jamaica in the first place, knew you owned America in the first place, you would act differently than someone who is brought here.
Yeah.
Okay. So continue, Miss NP.
So I just feel that there's a disconnect in the culture and where we come from. Whether or not we're saying what he's saying, what I was saying, what other people say, there is a disconnect. We can agree that there's a disconnect from our roots,
Okay.
you know? And so here in America, man, America, there's something about America. It just keeps its people who are from their original places, their original land, from their roots. And so I feel like we're kind of disconnected and we're lost, and we're kind of trying to find our way back to the truth.
And so that we kind of have clarity, the question was, Miss NP was sharing the philosophy, the foundation behind Sankofa.
Right.
Okay. And then I
Bird.
asked, do we tend here in America not to be able to understand the concept to go back and fetch somebody and come back? Okay. Go right ahead, Mr. PW.
And I like that, you know, that we kind of touched base on that earlier, back in your roots, and touched on the food thing. That's my big thing. We don't get back to our ancestral diet, back in the Sankofa way.
Shout out to Dexter Mayberry. He's watching you.
Big up, big up.
To learn what we're supposed to be eating, what we're supposed to be feeding our children, and whether you can't, like, say you were dating someone who is grounded in Mississippi, your diet and his diet need to be some kind of blended for your kids.
Hold that thought, PW. It's gonna go your way, isn't it? It's gonna go.
No, what I
right
would
ahead.
say is, okay, so for example, I'm gonna use the Caribbean example.
Okay.
So one thing I do realize is a lot of us share different foods. So for example, in Jamaica, we have the plantain, and we
Big
boil
bananas.
it.
The big banana.
Yeah, but we call it plantain.
Okay. Go right ahead.
And we boil it or we fry it. But in Haiti, they call it banan pesé. And so they fry it just like us, but they put it in seasoning and they smash it, and then they fry it again, and now it's hard and crisp.
Okay.
And then some of the Spanish cultures, they do the same, but they do it different. So we have different dishes from the same fruit of the land.
Yes.
You know, and so a lot of the fruits are in the Caribbean, but they're also in West Africa. And so I don't necessarily think that you have to have a strict or you have to mix it. I feel that there's a collective connectedness in the fruits and the foods that we have in the land. Like even here in America, like some of the soul foods that you see, it's very much connected to the diaspora. So I agree that we do need to stick to the fruits of our roots. Fruits of our roots. That's a business name, y'all.
Fruits of our roots. See what now?
Right there.
Trademark. Copyright.
But also, I don't think it has to be that strict where it's like, oh, we have to mix it. You know what I'm saying?
I don't say so much strict, but as far as what you need, minerals, vitamin wise, you do need to have them mixed in. Like I don't need to go straight to California, eating light, mangoes, sushi all the time. That's not something grandmama and her family ever ate. So I use that to say I enjoy the sushi, but it's not something I'm trying to do.
Right.
So let's
Okay.
get back to reading.
So Sankofa, did you give that to us in its fullness? Is anything okay? So the bird, is it a mama bird or a daddy bird? Is it a male bird or a female bird?
I know, right?
Oh,
Jeez. I don't know. I don't want to be wrong. in this
Okay. I'm just being funny.
Yeah,
but it
because
does
she's
have an
going
egg.
back and getting the egg from
Laying egg.
behind,
Okay.
and this is the seed to move forward.
Okay.
You know?
All right. What's next, Mr. PW?
We're gonna give it the feminine bird. Well, sometimes we need the feminine bird. now.
Okay. We're gonna do
The
feminine
carer.
then.
All right, and Sankofa. Okay, the call to return to what grounds and guides us. NIKETA bridges healing, heritage, and holistic living.
Stop right there. Kind of give us a vision of that.
Say that again.
Which part? Niketa Bridges, Healing, Heritage, and Holistic Living.
Yeah, for sure. I think it really just again goes back to, when I was a kid growing up, in Jamaica, my grandparents were there, watching my grandfather work right there in the home, being able to sit under our guinep tree, our sweet top tree. We had sour sop, sweet top. We had guinep. We had breadfruit. And so that is a part of our history, no matter where we are, like, fruit of our land.
Yeah.
And so we have moved so far from that here in the States. I'm going to speak about the States. We don't have the girl trees as much. The girl trees bear the fruit. And so we don't really have fruit in our land, like food of our land. And so going back to things that we used to do, even the clothes that we wear, like the polyester and everything, that is causing a lot of women and men to have hormone disruptions. Just going back, if you notice, people are doing a lot of things that seem ancient, like even yoga, right?
Yeah.
Going back to the old ways, because once we start to deviate, we start to realize, oh no, we lost our way and we got to go back. We got to start eating more plant-based foods. We got to start doing more yoga, meditation. We got to go into the...
Okay, keep rolling. Keep rolling. That's PW.
He don't like plant-based. He like his
PW.
meat.
No, because my ancestors killed stuff.
Okay. And
But-
let me ask you this.
Yeah.
When you finish that,
Mm-hmm.
come back to this one.
Mm-hmm.
How have you been able to maintain the tradition of home
Mm-hmm.
mixed with the Western world of always changing to blend in? But finish what you're saying.
Okay, I don't remember what I was saying, but I'll
Okay,
just,
you was
I'll
talking
say
about the what was you talking about, Peter? The
He
food.
was talking about the going back to the past, and she made the comment about plant-based diet.
the
That's
reason
that
why I
holistic
said the
living?
plant-based diet, when I think of plant-based, I don't think that it means solely only plants.
Okay.
Plant-based, I feel like means that to me,
Okay.
it means that you're taking the foods of the land,
Mm.
right? So in Jamaica, in my grandparents' home, there was sweet sop, sour sop, guinep, and breadfruit. Y'all could look up those fruits.
I got the sour. I do the sour sop.
Sour sop?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I do the sour
So
sop.
these are
Never
fruit
heard
of the
any
land.
them.
Okay.
Yeah, because they're
We got to get him over to.
They're-
We got to get him to Dexter Mayberry or get him over to
Right.
Never heard
Herbal
of any
Blessing.
of 'em.
Okay, go right
they're
ahead.
native to like the Caribbean and the West Africa and all that good stuff. So that's what I mean. Like spinach, things that you harvest, most of the
Yeah.
things that you're harvesting are of the land and they're plant-based.
So then the fish, redfish, would
Yeah,
be
I mean,
considered
yeah.
plant.
No, it's not a
the water.
plant,
I'm
but
talking about it's
Okay.
planted in the diet
Lord have mercy.
in such a
He
way.
want what he want, but go right
He
ahead.
want what he
He
want.
want what he want.
There's nothing wrong with fish. Like
Okay.
I'll mess up excavate fish in Jamaica. I'll mess it up. Okay, so I love fish.
When you say mess it up, I mean you make it delicious.
I'll eat it.
Okay, all right.
I know you gotta like
So
redfish.
Niketa Bridges, Healing, Heritage, and Holistic Living.
Mhm.
Okay, she did well explaining that, sharing
I
that
think
with
she
us.
did a very good job.
Okay, go right ahead, PW.
All right, through digital storytelling and travel, she celebrates and showcases the richness of the Caribbean and African diaspora, spotlighting the places, people, and cultural rhythms that connect us. With the deep reverence of her Caribbean roots, she invites others to explore, identify, rest, and belonging through story-driven content and wellness-centered experience.
So let me ask, is that the Bliss Aboard?
Bliss abroad.
Oh,
Yes.
oh, God, dog it, I'm
okay,
messing
it's
up. It's been a long
okay.
day. Thank you. Damn.
Bliss abroad.
Damn.
He's trying to use big words.
I was trying to jazz it up some. Okay, so paint me a would we prefer a 5-day trip, a 7-day trip, or a 10-day trip if it was the ideal experience? 5-day, 7.
Man,
A
3
10.
months. What you mean?
We going over it for 3 months?
Yeah, come live, and. kick
Okay,
it
well,
with
the first time I
Non-
come, am I doing
hurricane
5,
season.
7, or 10?
I mean, you could do 5. 5
Non-hurricane
would be
season.
great. Oh yeah, non-hurricane.
Say what now?
See, I don't care about that.
Okay, so kind of give us an idea of what that process is coming through Bliss Abroad.
A question though, do I need a passport to go to Jamaica?
Yes, you do.
I got one.
You
Great
do.
question.
For the people, because I went to
You definitely do.
I have a passport, but I know Puerto Rico is,
Yeah, you don't need a
Driver's license.
passport for Puerto Rico, U.S. Virgin Islands. So
but Jamaica,
yes,
we
Okay.
need paperwork.
you need passport to go to Jamaica.
Okay, so
Sorry.
set us up so we can be able to board whatever it is we're boarding,
Mhm.
get over there, and enjoy the life so that we come back and invest in the 3 months.
Sure.
Are you ready?
Yeah. So
Okay, and we still got some other paragraphs to read, but
Yeah.
we're doing paragraph what? We're doing paragraph 2. So
And what they don't need to bring.
oh yeah, don't
Okay.
bring no food. You can't internationally. Don't be bringing no food. You can't bring no food back over here like fruit. Just fruit. I mean fruit. Like you can bring back patty. You can bring back rum. Yeah,
are we drinking that or eating that?
rum? You
We
drink
drinking?
it? Mhm.
Okay.
Y'all
Yeah.
love rum over.
Okay.
They love rum. I don't drink.
So set us up. What do we need to do to be able to say, hey, we want you to book us, take care of us, get us over there, and make sure I get my ass back over here?
Oh Lord.
Okay.
Well, I would definitely like meet with you and see your preference, like what you're looking for. Are you looking for like resort styles? If you're looking for just authentic, I'm more so pushing like the authentic experiences, the locals. And so for me, I'm looking in 2026 to do like tours with like local chefs there.
Okay.
I am from the Portmore area, which is close to Kingston, but it is very popular to go.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, man. You don't know. But a lot of people like to go to, like, there's so many beautiful places in Jamaica. There's Negril, there's Montego Bay. There's even Portland. That's somewhere that I have to.
Is
Portland.
you said Portland?
Portland.
Okay.
It's on the eastern side of the island. And so you can do so many things. You can do rafting where you go into the river and you go on a little raft, and then
No
a
sharks.
lot of the women,
No sharks.
no
Okay.
sharks.
Okay.
Oh, sure.
No sharks. A lot of the women do love to go there, and they do the mud massage. And so the guy there would do the mud massage, the clay massage, sorry. And it's really good for your skin. There are places I would probably connect you to, like maybe a private chef who would cook by the river. There's some awesome plant-based.
Fool it between some bread. Put his between some bread and tell me to close his eyes and eat.
Plant-based. But yeah, Jamaicans love their meat too. Don't get it twisted. And so some of the foods that I would encourage you guys to try, people come to me all the time and they say, oh, I went there, but I really didn't have the authentic food. So some of the foods I would tell you guys to try, of course, the jerk chicken, the stewed chicken, right? Our national fruit, which is ackee. So you can have ackee and sawfish. It's very delicious.
Okay.
It is plant-based.
The fish?
The ackee.
Oh. Again, though.
I love talking to
You can
him.
have 3 plants
Yeah.
with 1 meat.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's not a plant-based diet. That's just how I usually eat.
Okay. Keep moving.
So the ackee, the sawfish is good. I would definitely recommend that. We have something called Escovitch fish and festival. Festival is this breaded thing. I don't even know what it is. It's just this breaded thing, child. And it tastes so good. It's like a little sweetness to it. Then we have.
Like you can't cook it.
No, I can't cook it. I'm not even gonna lie to y'all.
Fool us, okay?
Ain't no shame.
He said, I don't know what it is.
I don't know what it is. I don't know how to make it, but it's
Okay.
so delicious. I love it. I don't even know if my mom know how to make it. But now you can literally get it. They be having it frozen,
Really?
and you can get it.
Okay.
But anyway, so we also have roast breadfruit. So a breadfruit is this big old green thing, and you cut it up. You seen it? Yeah, it's so delicious, guys. So healthy. And so yeah, just you can do the rafting. You can do your beaches, of course. And really and truly, I'm a social entrepreneur.
Okay.
Like I care about the locals. And so one of the things that we must be aware is that Jamaicans literally cannot access more than like 1% of the beaches there.
Wait. They can only touch 1%?
Yeah, they don't have access. So a lot of the beaches are owned, foreign owned. Yes.
Oh,
Wow.
I thought you ran the British off.
Yeah, but
colonialism is still strong.
It's still alive.
But what my mission
1%.
my mission is to, do some activism. I know there's something going on. I can't remember the name of the community, but I'll share it with you when I get them. But they're signing petitions now to be able to
1%. And how many beaches would you guesstimate that are available to us tourists? So even though they can only touch 1%, are we allowed to touch?
Yeah. These beaches are private owned. They're owned by the resorts. Yeah, and so you have to
still in slavery.
Yeah, you have to like go to the resorts,
Okay.
But like actual local Jamaicans don't have access to the beaches.
Wow.
And so
unless they're employed on that beach.
But it's not their access, So it's like they don't own it. And so that's something that is like really dear to my heart, and it
2025, they only have access to 1%, and they're the natives.
yeah.
Okay.
Put the thing
Wow.
on
Okay.
Yeah.
So we have struggles and challenges all over the world.
That I mean Jamaica. Now I'm not telling y'all to stop going to Jamaica.
No.
Because Jamaica does thrive off the tourism industry.
Okay. So
What I'm trying to do, I'm trying to reimagine the wellness tourist industry in the Caribbean by connecting to local people. So connecting to the local and it's a working process. We're growing the brand.
Right.
It's very new. And so we're wanting to connect with some. I also have some connections in Uganda. And as you can imagine, it's probably very similar in Uganda. And so Uganda is very beautiful. They have like beautiful hotels and resorts there as
Been
well.
there?
And no, but I have really cool friends there and, pictures, FaceTime, video.
Anything in Kenya? Are you associated with anything in Kenya?
I only know one person from Kenya, but they're not on the ground there.
Okay.
Kenya's on the
I'm
East.
still learning my
It's east.
east. Okay.
yeah, rising
East.
Okay.
east side, further.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's the Kenya, the Uganda.
So how many months in advance do we start planning this experience?
Yeah, I would say you want to try to get your tickets 6 months or more. Don't try to get it 2 months. But if you're finding that your tickets are 6 months are like really expensive, then you might want to kind of play around with it and see more. But I would say 6 months, 4 months. Don't try to get it like a month. It's gonna be expensive.
Hotel or resort.
I would say I'm currently working on a resource list with local boutique hotels.
What's a boutique hotel?
So it's a small hotel,
Okay.
locally owned. There's one hotel in the Grill. It's in my head. It's called. I'll link it to you so you
Okay.
can share with the community. It's owned by Jamaican, and that's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for resorts, hotels owned by Jamaican people to give back to them. And a part of when we go there and we do our excursions and things of that nature, it's connecting to the local business owners who are doing the cooking or, they're taking us on tours. As a matter of fact, I'm going to shout out a tour guide
Please
now.
do.
His name is Javia Shaw, and I'll send you his name. His tour company is No Jamaica Tours. No Jamaica Tours.
Is that N-O?
No, like no.
Oh, no.
KNOW.
Oh,
Okay.
gotcha.
Yeah, No Jamaica Tours. He is a local there, Jamaican, and he gives tours to foreigners. So I always recommend people like him because that's also giving back to the locals.
Okay.
Talking about Jamaican, ain't nobody gonna say nothing about
Oh, man, we smoking?
I
Are we,
see.
are we smoking on this trip?
because
or
you
we-
know it's legal in many states in America. So I'm sure a lot.
But
of
y'all want to
people-
get the
I'm sure
kicker?
the people
wanna
want
get
Y'all
the
want to
what
hear the
now?
kicker?
It's
Huh?
illegal.
It's not legal in Jamaica.
What? You can't just walk off off into the and
I
get your.
heard you get at the airport. They trying to give it to you.
Okay.
It's not like how like in Amsterdam and places like that
Yeah.
where it's like it's not
It's
like
the
that. It's still criminalized.
Really?
Okay.
Now foreigners, I don't know. I'm not a smoker, so I can't tell you. I'll check in with my brethren them in Jamaica and ask
You
for
say that
them.
word again.
Brethren them. I gotta check in with my
Okay,
brethren
my
them. I
people.
ask them.
Them some Jamaican
all right.
words.
So,
Yeah, brethren.
what about vaccinations? Any particular shots we need to have?
No,
Oh, no shots.
no.
Okay. I know in Kenya they've got yellow fever,
Yeah,
so you
yeah.
definitely have to be.
That's a good question. No, no
Okay.
shots.
Okay. And what about the currency? How does our dollar?
Great question.
Okay.
So 150. And I say this because my VA is in Jamaica, and so when I pay
What's
her,
a VA?
oh, sorry, virtual assistant.
Oh,
my
that's
assistant,
okay. Okay.
my assistant, she's in Jamaica. I intentionally hired in Jamaica. So it's $152 and something cents Jamaican to $1, a US dollar.
Is that good?
Well, the American dollar is powerful.
different.
We know. Right?
Okay.
So 150. But if you go to Jamaica try to buy something for 150, you're not getting nothing. It's so.
Oh, I got you.
So
I got
the
you.
currency is kind of funky. So like I think about 5,000. Don't get me. 5,000 is like equivalent to like $10-15 here. 10.
Okay. Okay.
So
Something like that.
5,000 Jamaican dollars is $15.
It's about
10 or
that. We got to
15.
do the calculation.
Okay.
Y'all do the calculation. And let
Okay.
me know.
About $10 or $15.
So do 5,000. Yeah.
Okay,
Do
well,
the
we can
math.
contrast
Do
it
the
like
math.
this. So, a 2-bedroom home, 1 bath, or a 2-bedroom apartment is going to run us by the month or by the year.
They do monthly.
So, what
Yeah.
do you think the range of that is?
Ooh, probably
Oh.
like 50,000 Jamaica.
So I'm talking about American dollars. $50,
Oh, okay.
$100, $300.
It could be like 500. I've seen
Okay.
500.
A month?
Okay.
I've seen 700.
Okay.
But they would get you because they know you're American.
Oh, so they're looking for the little extra. Are the places are the living quarters really nice over there in comparison?
Yeah, so there's this place, like there's this area in Jamaica, Kingston, uptown. Like there's really nice places. Like they're building a lot of places. Like even in my hometown in St. Catherine, Portmore, like there's a lot of places being built.
New development.
Sure. As a matter of fact, this fella, he's an investor named David Mullins.
Man, she knows some people, don't she? She
Yeah,
just shouting
everybody.
names out. They need to be blessing you. Go ahead.
David Mullins, he's a really cool investor. I've been learning. Again, I'm new into like the whole investing industry, but he created this fund. I'm still learning about it, but this fund is like helping the people of the diaspora, like here in the U.S., invest in the housing market in Jamaica. So that's pretty
Wow.
cool. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay. All right. You got anything else you want to share about that? Are you guys feeling the experience? Can you see yourself through Miss N.P. Bliss abroad? I don't know why I'm saying aboard.
Did you want to
Abroad.
get him?
Because I'm ghetto.
No, I didn't say that.
Because
No.
I'm G-H-E-T-T-O.
She was trying to say you gonna get aboard the plane.
Okay.
We're gonna board the
Bliss
plane.
abroad. And this is Niketa, last name.
Peckin.
Peckin.
Just call me Nikita, guys.
She's Caribbean Jamaican. Authentic now. Authentic. Yeah, she the real
Boo-boo.
deal. Look at her.
Mhm.
She provides
New
a
York.
service of, she uses the, she's real tight with the BAC, which is the what?
Broward Arts Center.
She does yoga. Am I correct?
So at Broward Arts Center, I do a monthly Afro-Caribbean dance experience. So
Okay.
basically, Fifth Child, who is Stephen Brown, the founder of it, he DJs for us, and he plays like, you know, a lot of Caribbean Afro beats,
Okay.
dance hall, reggae. And so I wanted to create a space in Mississippi because there are no clubs here that play Afro beats or Caribbean or anything.
Okay.
A lot of DJs actually here, they have a playlist of this music, but they don't play it because people don't really know what to do with it. Like they'll play it. I've been to with like friends who like were DJs and they played it and everybody's just looking like, what do we do with this? So I know people get kind of intimidated because they're like, this is new to me, so I don't know
Right.
what to do. So we created a space where for the first 30 minutes, I kind of teach you some dance moves that you will know what to do, like how to move your body. And then we party. We literally party for the next like hour. You know?
Okay.
What
Yeah.
is it, Jamaican or Caribbean population in Jackson? So, you know,
Great question.
that could have more, you know, if they knew where you were and what you were doing. Like, do we have the population to support a place?
Well, one thing about the Caribbean music, it's the reason why it's so popular is because it's supported by so many people outside of the culture. You know, like if you go to France right now, them French people love it. Okay, if you go to Germany, we got people in Germany, France, Russia coming to Jamaica to learn our dances from our people. So it's very popular around the globe. So it's not about the Caribbean community. It's about people who love the Caribbean music. And there are a lot, like it's grown. I wish I had pictures, but it's grown.
This not your last time coming, okay?
Oh, okay.
All right, go right ahead. You can bring the pictures the next time. Go right ahead.
We have pictures of people like from everywhere just dancing to this music and people who feel shy, but then they loosen up. So yeah, I've been here for 8 years and I have not met a community of Caribbean people. I'm not saying Caribbean people are not here because I know the people I know of who are Caribbean is like Godfrey and the two Jamaican fellas who own the Taste of the Island. And there's some handful of Caribbean. Godfrey, you know, the Godfrey, the restaurant,
Right,
the owner,
right,
he's
right.
Jamaican.
Okay.
Yeah, and so
He's got a heavy accent.
he does.
I don't know. I just had to say something.
Not
Yeah.
really.
Okay.
But
go ahead.
okay, so y'all don't think I'm name dropping because me and him friends.
No, please
he don't
do.
know me. He don't
Please
know
do.
me, y'all.
Please do. Yeah,
But
please.
shout out to you, Godfrey. But so we don't have a huge. As a matter of fact, Godfrey was doing at his store. He was actually doing a weekly reggae night. But the thing about it is the band wasn't Jamaican. Like none of them were Caribbean, but they did a great job, you know, playing the music, and it was beautiful. So I know that there's not a huge Caribbean population here, but I know y'all out there.
Right.
So if you're out there, come join us. We need you.
And how often do you have your sessions at the BAC?
Every month. So we're having it April 11th at 7 p.m. sharp.
Okay.
because we end 8:30 sharp.
Is it the
They don't
same?
have
Is it
Monday,
the,
Tuesday?
It's a Friday. It's a Friday.
is it always on a Friday
Yes.
at 7?
For now, because we used to do it on Thursdays
Okay.
and we changed it, and more people are able to come on Fridays. So
Is that the second week always, or
we were doing first week. I think something was going on first week, April.
okay?
So
Uh,
First Thursdays. What? Talking about over the Founders First
Foundry
Thursday.
first Thursday. That's today, right
Thursday.
now, happening
Yeah.
right now.
Right.
This
Thank
show?
you for sacrificing. We're not gonna keep y'all long. All right,
that
Mr. PW. What's that third paragraph, sir? So we spoke about
All
being a
right.
therapist.
but
Then
I'm
we
gonna
just
help you get them.
Thank
know how
you.
to do it. It's Friday night
Yeah.
on the Jamaican crowd.
Yeah, please. Oh yeah, we do have drinks sometimes.
You gotta
Okay.
I
tell
bring
'em,
the liquor.
This is Mississippi.
Okay.
You gotta just tell them.
Well, it's always
Drinks.
it's
You
always
bring the
you got to
liquor?
come to find
So
out
you
what the
giving
perks
free
are.
drinks?
Okay.
You giving them free? See,
Free
Mississippi?
drinks. That's
Yeah.
y'all. We
It's
begging
gonna be
y'all to
packed
come.
tomorrow.
She's pleading. Please
Is
come
it
and share your
tomorrow?
energy and your
No, it's
vibration.
April 11th.
11th next week.
That's
April
right.
11th is gonna be packed.
Okay.
Free drinks.
I hope so.
Okay.
All right.
What's the
So, whether she's consulting with organizations on trauma-informed practices or sharing visual narratives that inspire reconnection to culture and self, NIKETA creates space and legacy building rooted in wellness, heritage, and
So I am very passionate about helping community organization understand trauma informed practices. So that is considering the unique stories of people and what they've gone through, their lived experiences. And so a lot of people are just not aware of how to hold space for people and their story and their unique experiences. And so I had that when I said I'm rebirthing and transitioning from actually practicing this to now teaching other people based on my experience with people and helping them transform and teaching them how to create safe spaces, maybe in the workplace, in your community. And another little niche that I have and a specialty that I've that people may know me as, being a doula, so I do a lot of, oh, sorry.
What
I
is
gotta
a
explain
doula?
everything that I.
What is a
I'm sorry.
doula?
really they do because this is America.
Yeah. What is a doula?
First of all, Americans know what doula. If y'all know what
Give a
doula
shout
is,
out. Yeah.
put
Put
it in
your
the chat.
finger up. And before
So-
so what is a doula?
So a doula is a person that supports a pregnant woman.
Oh yeah.
her
I have
pregnancy.
seen,
Midwife.
Yeah.
No, that is not a midwife.
we
Let's
call it.
explain. No, it's not a midwife. There's a difference. A midwife is a clinical person. This is a person delivering, maybe, doing prenatal care with the person and delivering the baby. A doula does not deliver the baby. And if a doula ever delivers the baby, they're operating outside of their scope.
Okay.
A doula is a support person. This person supports them emotionally.
Mm.
So while they're pregnant, kind of like,
A second wife.
You're
That's
like
what
a
it sounds
steward, a pillar and a post.
people say birth coach, but
Right.
the way birth
Second.
coaches, a second wife. That's what you. That's what you
That's the
get.
freak in him coming out.
That ain't the freak in me. That's what it sounds like. You got another person that's gonna be with her the whole time.
Maybe I
she's
shouldn't
pregnant.
use the word freak.
That's
That's the
9
freak in me
months.
coming out.
That might be
I
the
had to
freak in
displace
you.
on you.
I
Yeah.
have no.
I've birthed 2 babies, and listen,
We all have it, but I was just saying though, it seems like you're gonna be 2 women all the time together, support group.
I can see that you really don't, you lack the awareness of a lot of cultures. So there's a lot of cultures that, and
I agree.
historically, going back to our roots, right? Historically, we did not birth these babies on our own. It wasn't just us in the room with the doctor. We had a village of women
I
with
believe that.
us. So we had the aunties, the grandma, the uncle. These days, the aunties, the grandma,
I believe
though
it.
they don't know what to do, but back in the day they did. So I always say, these days we don't have a village like we did. We still have the village. We just have to pay for the village.
Okay.
We have to hire the doula who trained and learned the stuff that historically it was just normal and a part of our
Right.
practice. So yeah,
No,
now
I'm all in on what you're saying.
Yeah,
'cause I
now
think
we
need
have
go
to
back to that.
hire the doula who dedicated that time to learn these things, because my mom, I said, Mommy, would you come to my birth? She's like, no. But I look forward to when my daughter gives birth. I am going to be that.
So you keeping the tradition.
Yes.
So even though Mama know the tradition, she still has been transitioned into the new way of go to the hospital.
Yeah, my mom is pro. Go to the hospital.
Is she?
Don't.
She's in the States or she's still over?
Oh, my mom's in the States. She's in Miami
Okay.
right now.
Okay. So she's westernized.
She's a little bit
That's the
westernized,
word I
yes.
was looking for.
But it's funny. She was born at home.
She's
My
born at
mother was
home.
born at home. All my uncles. I have 6 uncles.
She like, look, hospital is down the street.
But
Right.
think about it. That's how my mom is. It's 100% westernized
Yeah.
comfort,
For sure.
canned food.
Right.
Because of you know how
You
you
know.
said, you remember how you said that back in the day, they told us that cigarettes was healthy?
Right.
That was the system coming in and painting this picture of luxury.
Wow.
They painted
That's
the
what it
picture
is.
of luxury. The hospital is a luxury thing. This is
Right.
a rich person
The
thing.
grocery
Formula is a rich person stuff. And that's
Wow.
why a lot of black women feel ashamed around breastfeeding.
Ah.
Yeah. One of the
Ah.
reasons I would say.
You feel poor.
You feel
if
poor
gotta
because
Wow.
I can't afford.
And really, that's a proud.
Yeah.
That should be a proud.
And this is
Right.
Sankofa right here.
Okay, give me
This is
some
Sankofa
Sankofa.
because we are looking back and we're going back to what our ancestors did. I'm going back to what my grandmother did. That was
Right.
natural.
Great grandmother.
No, my grandmother.
Okay.
My
Oh,
grandmother
okay.
birthed my mother at home.
Oh man.
I birthed my son
grandmother
at
still.
home.
Is she still?
She's not. She's still
okay.
not. She's not
Okay.
living.
Okay.
But I birthed my son at home.
No
Oh
anesthesia.
wait.
No anesthesia. Both of the kids.
That's
I
a
birthed my
grown
daughter
woman.
at the
That's
hospital.
a super grown
That's a
woman.
superwoman.
No C-section
That's a superhero.
assistance.
Did you
Oh.
have so how many people were there when we're not gonna get that deep in there. How many people were there at your birthday?
So, and I love talking about birds. Yeah.
Okay.
So my daughter, it was me, her dad, and my doula and the doctor and all that. 'Cause we were
Okay.
at UMC. My son, we had a whole village in the room. Okay,
Was-
so it was the midwife delivering the baby, her daughter who was a birth assistant. It was 2 doulas. One doula was supporting me directly, and then the other one was watching my daughter. And then
Oh.
it was another doula recording, and then one of the doula's daughter. So it was about 6 or 7 people
How
in
you
the
find
room.
that many doulas in Mississippi?
Well, I'm a doula as well, so they were friends of
you
mine.
all have
yeah.
a
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
How long does it? What is the train? And before we go there, we want to make sure we give a shout out. Thank you, Miss Felicia F. Kelly Brookins. I think they're going to be in the
Oh.
studio next. You know Miss Brookins?
I think is she with Women for Progress?
She does, no, she's the one that does the plays, the Brownie.
Okay.
Oh, we're all about connecting community here. All right. Also, we've got Dexter Mayberry. The more we eat from the earth, the closer we get back to our ultimate better health because
Right.
we come from the earth.
Mm.
I say if Mr. Mayberry walk in and he see you eating, you might get that whooped ass from Mr. Mayberry. He don't play about that health.
He don't.
Chris Williams, thank you, Chris, for connecting. Where can I get some African Caribbean food and seasoning? Would you share that with us, please?
Oh, that's a great question.
Great question, Chris.
Okay.
Hold on. You're gonna like this. We got Foxy in the building, Fox Cave Chronicles, but she over there in her phone being antisocial.
She's like, where my camera?
With my mic.
Okay. I asked her to come over. You know what I asked? I said, come sit here.
Okay.
Okay, go right ahead. I'm going to be over there on the microphone. So Chris Williams asked, where can I get some African Caribbean food? Is that 2 different foods? Or is that just a combination? And seasoning. Go right ahead, Miss NP.
So, shout out to Sambu's. So, Sambu is actually in Jackson. It is a African restaurant. I think they are more so West African. So, they have some Nigerian dishes, Ghanaian dishes. So, they have something called jollof rice, which is Nigerian and Ghanaian, depending on who make it, I guess. And so delicious food. That is like the closest food I feel to home here.
Okay.
So I would say go to Sambu if you want to eat authentic African food.
Where they
Jamaican-
located? I don't know where they're located.
Okay, child. Okay, look. Y'all have to Google that because it's in Jackson. Listen. Okay, so Whole Foods right here,
Is that
right?
the one you told me about?
Yeah. Whole
Okay.
Foods right here.
Right.
What's the name of the liquor store?
I don't know the liquor store. I just know it's right
So
across from
across the
Northside
street
Drive.
from Whole Foods, there's a liquor store.
Yeah.
It's right in that plaza. Google it though.
Okay. Okay.
I don't know the name
That's-
of the liquor store.
okay.
I know
But
what
you
you're
will
talking
not.
about.
If you want authentic Jamaican food at a restaurant, no offensive people. I'm so sorry. Do not. It's not in Jackson. It's in Biloxi
Okay.
by a
Wow,
lady
wait
named
a minute.
Marley.
What?
Yes, Marley's. Google her, Marley's. She has a convenience store that has Jamaican drinks, snacks. It's all the way in Biloxi though, and she has a food truck.
Okay.
And spell that for us. M-A-R.
Like Bob Marley, Marley.
Okay.
Marley.
Marley's. Okay.
So no Jamaican restaurant in
I
Jackson.
said authentic.
What is authentic?
Okay, so no, I like Godfrey's food. However, his food is a fusion of it's a fusion inspired.
Okay.
You know, I'm
You
not
are so
crapping on him. I
deep.
promise you,
You are
Godfrey,
so
I love you.
deep. Okay.
I eat your food. I love it.
Hey, trust
But
me, he
it's
ain't
not-
losing no business now
He
because we
not.
in
He
here
not.
sharing
It's
this.
not
Now.
authentically
now I know his
Jamaican.
name.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not
Yeah,
authentic.
Godfrey's off the
It's a
chain.
fusion, and it's inspired. It's Caribbean inspired. So
Okay.
they have the mac and cheese and that's
Oh,
not
mac and cheese
authentic.
is I use the word nasty, but it is fantastic. Go
Yeah,
right
it is
ahead.
good. It is
Yeah,
really
it is good. Go right
Yeah.
ahead.
Yeah.
I ain't never had mac and cheese at a Jamaican restaurant.
Yeah,
Exactly. It's not
he
an
kind of
authentic.
makes a little American. So,
Yep.
what about the seasoning? Is there any place in that local area, in the Tri-County area? Oh, that might be our
So-
little. Excuse me. That might be our economic development there.
Dude, I'm over here sitting like we don't have how many restaurants in Jamaica? Because Atlanta would be
All
out
of
the
them.
door.
Yeah, I literally go to like
know,
New Orleans.
with
So
customers.
New Orleans got authentic. Or is it mostly food? Fusion?
I did go to a Jamaican restaurant in New Orleans. They had patty and it was good. It was
Okay.
good.
Okay. So tell us about this. Is there any seasoning in the Tri-County area?
It is. It is. You can find seasoning in Walmart, but I know we boycotting Walmart a little bit.
Okay.
And you can also
That's only once a month or once a quarter.
once a quarter.
Tell them where they can find it.
So there is the
Y'all
what is it
boycotting?
called? Ethnic. There's an ethnic section in Walmart. You will find like
I didn't know that.
great, yeah.
Okay.
You'll find like Spanish. You'll find the Caribbean. So you'll find our
Asian.
yeah. So in Jamaica we have a brand called Grace.
Okay.
So I'm gonna give y'all. That's the only brand I can think of in my head.
Okay.
Grace. If you see,
GRACE.
yes,
Okay.
GRACE.
Okay.
Grace. And so there's some seasoning there. There's a little bit of stuff, but it's not a lot. It's not a
Okay.
lot. If you really want to, like I was in Georgia a couple weeks ago, and I found a lot. I was like, oh my God, I got the browning and everything. Like I took everything. I took
Okay.
the sorrel drink.
Georgia got it.
Was it reasonably priced or have
Yeah.
they kind of hit? Okay. Do you
To me.
think the tariffs are going to affect the products coming from?
Oh Lord, I don't know.
Okay. We'll move on. Pass on.
I don't know.
All right.
Scared. Scared.
Okay. So
Thank
we
you.
got the seasoning. Did we read the third thing on there? The
Yeah,
third?
we finished her bio.
We did?
That,
Oh, you guys
that,
are so sweet.
Was here for me.
Say what name is
You guys are so sweet.
You so sweet. You did. Hey, I
Yeah.
asked her. It took forever to get a picture,
Sorry.
Oh,
and then she just
Why you
started.
put me out there like that?
Because I love you so much. Then she just started. I'm getting to the good part. Then when I hit her again, pow, pow. I was like, damn, she's running my battery down.
More information.
No, you did really well.
What did I
And
do?
then you sent me the bio, and she
it,
fussed
yeah.
at me about that picture there.
I did.
I really liked that one.
Oh,
But
you
they-
still printed it?
That what I had already printed those.
Don't ever show
I had
that.
already, I had
I'm like,
already
super
printed those.
professional,
Yeah,
man.
I had
He
already
is
printed
very
those.
professional. This is the
Laminated.
picture that I like.
Yeah, that one was hot too. That one was hot
yeah.
too.
The
I
other
really
one, I
liked
looked like I was scared or something.
Okay. All right. So when we come to your dance sessions,
Yeah, they
what
drinking
is the
now.
wear? How do we need to come?
Listen, I would encourage you to come like you're gonna be dancing at a dance hall music video, but come as you are.
Okay.
Like if you want to wear your gym clothes, like it don't matter. Like
Okay.
if you want to be cute, just so I had my friend Johnny. She wore heels, child. She wore heels and she danced in them things.
let me shout out.
Yeah.
Dexter Mayberry is on top of it.
Hey Dexter,
Okay. Who's in charge? You or Dexter Mayberry?
he in charge.
He in charge. Okay. He sent 1220 East Northside Drive, Suite 340,
Thank you, Dexter.
Jackson, Mississippi
That's
39211.
the African
Is that
restaurant.
Sambu?
Is that Sambu?
That's probably
Mr.
Sambu.
Mayberry. That's 1220 East Northside Drive,
Okay.
Suite 340, Jackson, Mississippi 39211. Yeah, he put it in there. Yeah, that is Sambo's.
Yeah.
Sambo's. Sambo's. What? When we think of Sambo's, what do you think of?
Sambo?
The
It's a.
share about what Sambo. See if she knows about our Sambo.
You
know about
I'm
it?
like Sambo. I hadn't heard that reference. In
Man,
so
the
long,
cartoon. I mean, not
man.
the cartoon, but the little character book.
When they come some like racist book.
Well, I don't. Yeah, his Sambo was a black child. Got caught up with the tigers, and somehow he made them run around in a circle until they turned into butter.
I'm like I hadn't seen that.
Yeah,
in-
remember that?
It's been so long.
That was one of my favorite books, though.
I'm like,
was I
that's-
being brainwashed, PW?
I don't know,
Wow.
but again, it's been so long. If it was brainwashed,
Do you remember it?
I do remember.
Because we didn't have many books with blacks
Yeah.
in them, with black children
But
in
it
them.
was
Yeah,
like
yeah. He
think it-
outsmarted it, but you know what? Even though they played it on the character part, he outsmarted the tigers.
Oh, he was a character.
well.
character?
He was he was a
It's
character.
That's man. You pulled out.
Man, that's back in the 70s, early 70s.
Oh,
yeah,
man.
but he outsmarted the tigers. They turned, they ran. He had them run around in a circle, and,
And
they
it
turned
turned
into
to
butter. yeah, they turned into butter.
Interesting.
Okay, moving right along. Okay, I just had
a
a-
lot of sense.
I
but
just
they
had a flashback. So let me-
underlying meaning soon.
Let me
Yeah.
do a little
Yeah.
recap here.
Yeah.
NP is a Jamaican American therapist turned wellness consultant and travel culture storyteller. She is rooted in the ancestral wisdom of Sankofa, the call to return to what grounds and guides us. What do you think grounds us and guides us?
I think knowing. So when I feel most grounded, like if someone asks me where's your safe space,
Oh, powerful.
I think of my grandparents' home. Like there's this like metal seat thing. It's beautiful. It's like iron and has designs. That is my safe space because that's where my grandparents sat. And just to have this tangible historical context, right? They're not here anymore, but they live on in me. And just like being able to conceptualize how they carried stories. Like, I was a little kid with my but they were also little kids at their grandparents' feet.
Right.
Whether it was traumatic or whether it was beautiful, like they have stories and they carried that on with me, to my mother and to me. And so I think what grounds us is that story of power.
Okay.
Because I think as Black people, we're often given the story of defeat or trauma,
Okay.
but we're now fighting to find that story of power. And for a lot of us, it feels lost because we don't have the direct lineage, the direct ancestors to tell it. Like many people do. Like I
Right.
hear people say, "Oh, my grandparents told me this
Right,
story,"
right.
but a lot of people are lost from that. And even me as a Caribbean American, right? A lot of us Caribbean Americans were born to Caribbean people, but when you migrate from the Caribbean, oftentimes you're migrating for a better opportunity. And a lot of our parents wanted to forget that because it was traumatic. They're like, now you're American. Like my mom always say, you're not Jamaican, you're American. Stop talking like that. I used to speak like full blown patois. I used to have the accent, and she forced it out of me because she wanted me to assimilate to being American. She's
That
like,
happens a lot.
yeah, it happens a lot. Yeah, in different cultures, not just the Caribbean.
Now, you let the cat out the bag is what my grandfather told me. You ever heard that term, PW?
Yeah,
You done let the cat out the bag. Now, I don't know what that really meant, but I ain't like the way he said it, though. You let the cat out the bag. Do you have a story that you can share with us that makes you feel empowered and also safe space? Do you have a story that the ancestors shared with you that you can share with the listening and the viewing audience?
I'm actually working on gathering stories, but like I just have my memory.
Okay.
Like of my grandfather, he worked on tires. They call him the tire man. They're like Daddy Franco, the tire man.
There you
right?
go. Give us that. Yeah.
And the crazy thing about it was so simple, but it's deep for me. But it was
Okay.
so simple. He was just a working man. Like he put on his same uniform every day. We call it khaki, but it's khaki.
Okay.
His khaki uniform, and he worked on those tires with his bare hands. So I sat there as a little girl
Wow.
watching him like hit them tires, and I'm like, Grandpa, what is that? And my grandfather was so gentle with me. He answered my question. Mind you, he working on tires now. This is dangerous. So he'll tell me, like, step back a little bit, but he'll still engage with me. And I'll say, what does this mean? And he'll be doing this. I don't even know what he was doing. He was just twisting the thing, and he was moving this, and he was rolling the tire. One of my favorite memories of him rolling the tire, he rolled the tire around the yard. And I don't know why that was so special to me, but I was so attached to those memories. And my grandmother, I think that's why I like hanging with the guys a little bit, because I was always with my grandfather. I wasn't in the kitchen with my You roasted me for not knowing how to cook festival. I wasn't in the kitchen with my grandma cooking. She cooked. I wasn't there with her. I was with my grandfather outside, like with the tires and all that. So
I think that is something that we instinctively are drawn to as children. People working. Like when my grandmother would be in the garden, I wanted to go in the garden. If granddaddy was out there doing cement, I wanted to go out there and work with him on the cement. So it was almost like that hard, that working with your hands, that labor. I think children are excited and want to learn that.
yeah,
I don't think there's any excitement right now watching me type.
no,
Right.
You
Right.
know, watching
Boring.
me taking calls. Yes, thank you for calling MCI. This is
Right.
Curtis.
Right.
I
Yeah.
don't think children find excitement or interest in that at all. Whereas you want to be outside with granddaddy working on tires. I did the same thing. I think that I've seen recently that we need to start going back to men's jobs.
Sankofa.
Builders.
Sankofa. Sankofa.
us building stuff, because I think this mindset we have now of typing and office work is destroying us mentally.
It
Right.
is. It really is. It really is.
Let me give a shout out. We got somebody from Kansas, Wichita, Kansas, Mr. Brian West. Hey, hey, hey,
Brian
hey,
West, big up yourself.
Ooh, hit that again.
Kansas.
Big up yourself.
Wichita, thank you for tuning in.
Knowing community now, people, persons, individuals, events, opportunities, organizations, agencies, businesses, movements, family. You engulf all of those are part of you.
Yeah, I have an ecosystem.
Yeah, you got a serious all in one person. All in one person. Purpose, inform, educate, inspire, stimulate, engage through sharing and conversation, reflecting genuine love for community, emphasizing joy, fun, experiences, living life on life terms.
Hey,
No shaming, no
know
blaming.
that one.
Energy, passion, compassion, empathy, sympathy, failure, success. Lift and get up off the couch and do some work. I've been blessed to have a guest co-host tonight, Project Humanity, Curtis
Thank you
Williams. Did I
again.
get that right?
You
I had
did.
to say Curtis first.
He did not destroy the name. But we again are very grateful for the invite. Thank you.
Oh man, this is not your last time, and we're gonna have Miss our very own Miss NP with
I like that name now.
Bliss Abroad.
Yeah.
Okay. And we discuss who, what, when, where, how. Contact number, Miss ENP. You got a contact number? How do they get in contact with you? Got a Google Voice number? Don't give out your real number.
She
Don't
said,
give out your real
email
number.
me.
Because you
Email
probably got
me.
some stalkers on here tonight. Don't give out your real
Probably.
number. All right. So what about social media?
Yeah, so on Instagram, Nikita Christina. On Facebook, it's Niketa Pechan. LinkedIn, Niketa Pechan. Y'all reach out to me if you need consulting work, speakers, trainer. And then my email is partnerships.nikitachristina@gmail.com.
Okay. And Mr. Curtis Williams with
I know.
Project Humanity.
You know where to find me.
It ain't hard to find.
Or you can call me too now. 601-488-0472, especially if you're trying to offer some work. I'm in between and looking. So give me a call. Project Humanity, again, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. Don't forget to like and share. That's important. Push that
Okay.
algorithm.
And also, we want to give a shout out to the Fox Cave Chronicles, Monday nights, 7 p.m. And you'll have your very own Mr. Hey, 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 SOLA, rude, nasty, rude dog. Miss NP, I might need to have you there as my therapist because I don't know how deep this. I don't know how much of my business I want to tell. It was LA the Gingerbread Man.
Oh yeah, I can't.
Anything you like to share in passing about safe space? Anything you like to share as far as us being able to not become so engaged in that shadow self? Something just to keep us safe. I'm gonna tell you, I met PW. This is what I'm seeing in Jackson, and we never know the glow that people see in us when we're passing through their storyline. But I've been meeting men, probably between 20 and 30, that say they ask me, "Are you all hiring?" So I'm challenging my business owners. We've got some men that are in the city that may not know how to. They require some transportation to get to and from, and they're looking for work. 601-937-5671. If we can put together a coalition, because we have to give them an option.
Yeah.
What you think, PW?
I think that one of the things that in my plan
Okay.
is to start to redevelop our communities and using the people closest to the job site as the employee.
Right.
So say we want to work on the medical mall, for instance. Well, let's circle the medical mall and start hiring
Oh, that's powerful.
those people who live closest to that facility.
Powerful.
So we cut down on the need for transportation.
Oh.
Because one of the problems we have is most of the jobs that pay well are outside the city limits.
Right.
So that's part of my plan with Project Humanity is let's clean up our city, but let's not hire contractors from out of state
Right.
or out of the city. Let's use our employees that are right around that area
Right.
to pave that street.
Right.
He lives right over here. Walking to
And they need what we call, I'm not going to say, they need stewards,
Yeah.
pillars and posts, so that they don't get caught up in the fact, well, this is what we consider to be a menial job. We all had to start from somewhere.
What we was just talking about, granddaddy working with them hands.
Right, right,
Dr. Henderson, I was talking about this. We started paying men to type
right.
more money than the tire man
That's true.
or the cement or the plumber. I was under the house plumbing.
I
today,
saw
so
that. I saw your feet.
Let me
Excuse
tell
me, I
you,
saw your boots.
they should pay plumbers a lot of money for what I had to do to climb all the way under that house fighting spiders and praying for no snakes,
Right.
to get under there to take that pipe and throw up a couple times as you cleaning that thing out.
Right, right.
That's our problem in America is we've shifted that to a poor man's job.
And it's not.
It is not.
It's not by far.
Right. So the cement guy, the street finisher, the plumber, that's the poor man guy, air conditioned guy. When he should be making $200,000.
Yeah, and they getting paid. They getting paid. I'm pushing
even
my
as an
son.
employee.
I'm pushing my son now. I need that HVAC certification.
You know, even I'm talking about not just a certification, but I'm saying the HVAC company's making the money.
Right.
The guy who's doing the work
It's not getting his
is
percent.
not getting
Okay. Okay. All
that's
right.
the problem.
Ms. NP, so what can you leave us with on staying in our safe spaces when everything around us seems like it's falling apart? Hold on.
Stay in our safe space.
Hold on.
I don't know.
This is important.
Oh,
Should
staying in
I
our
get
safe space.
mine?
Yeah. No. So staying in our safe space, I think it's really connecting back to that story of power. Like, what is that story, that you want to hold to? First of all, what is the story that you have been living out, and how can you change it? How can you rewrite that story? Knowing your strengths, like knowing, being connected to the present moment. I think that keeps you safe, because when you don't feel safe, it's because you're outside of the present moment. You're thinking about what if, and like stay in the present moment. I tell my clients a lot, you're looking at what if, but why not look at what now? What now? Yeah, it's hard right now. Financially it's hard right now, but what else in your life? What can you look at, to be grateful for? Another thing I like to tell people, I said, what if you wake up tomorrow and you are bedbound, hospitalized, you're in your sick bed. You can't do anything for yourself, right? And then you wake up again and you are back in this spot where you are, this spot today. What would you do? And a lot of people are like, oh my God, I would travel. I would be so grateful that I could walk. Like me not loving this job that I have, it wouldn't even matter. I would be doing all these things. So live your life as if this was taken from you and you got it back.
Wow.
How would you live that life?
Wow.
I know that's a lot easier said than done.
It is.
Wow. It's practice.
It's
a
practice.
process.
Exactly. It is a
Every day you get up
practice.
and say
All
that.
right.
It's a practice for sure.
If you follow ENP, I'm sure you dropping. Do you drop jewels daily on your page?
I need to start, right?
Please. It's just 45 seconds. 45.
need
Yeah.
to, huh?
Just
You
give
work
us some.
to be
Somebody's
proud.
out there looking for something. What did you say, George?
You're probably worse than me. You got a gang of stuff to say and haven't said any of it.
Anything. It's because I'm in the rebirth process, guys.
And define rebirth again.
So, I've been a therapist for so long, and I transitioned to the doula work, and then I realized, like, for me, building wealth is important. So building wealth is important, but also wellness is important. It almost felt like it was two different energies that was pulling two different ways.
That's deep.
So, like, wellness felt soft and, like, slow, and wealth felt like, we gotta get it.
That's true.
And so it was very conflicting to me, because I want to be rich. I want to build wealth for my kids, but I also want to be long living,
I'm going to throw this out here since we're talking about building wealth and I'm talking about, I can definitely feel what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Project Humanity, all I know is about the fixing things part.
Yeah.
The financial part
Mm-hmm.
is I'm lost.
Mm-hmm.
So I hooked up with a friend of mine. Hope she don't mind me saying Tiffany
Go ahead.
Miller. She's working with Operation Hope in Jackson.
I think I've heard of her.
Okay.
John Bryant is funding or
Talking about the
starting-
John Bryan, this is big time on the
Yeah.
financial guru.
Right.
All
And
right.
so
He actually tapped into one of our little live streams one time. Not here, but I was out at the
Yeah.
basketball game.
now that's
Yeah.
a big deal.
He's powerful.
So
Wow.
John Bryant, the financial wizard. Yeah.
So I found a friend of mine. I just happened to see it was Operation Hope under her name on Facebook, and so I reached out to her, and she's the lead here in Mississippi to help us learn that business side of things for your new business rebrandings, your financial literacy, classes they're gonna be teaching
Yeah.
and getting your business.
You'll
plan.
connect us.
Yes.
Okay.
I'm like, I meant to tell you about it too, cause
Yeah.
before after we leave, because guess what the price point is on how much they charge?
What's
Free.
wow?
Yeah.
Get your ass up off the couch and come out. Yeah,
Free.
get
I'm
Get
gonna see
your
if I can get
ass
her to
up.
come over here.
I
and
thought
Please.
she
teach
was
too.
doing a class and they just graduated.
They did just graduate.
Oh, so
Yeah.
you know
And
about
she
that
doing-
EMP?
Yeah, Mr.
Yeah.
Dexter and Johnny was a part of it.
They
Cohort.
teach you
Okay.
pitches
Okay.
and help you get funding.
By the way, I love this name that you got for me.
What do you
NP.
really? NP into the pizzle. Yeah, NP.
But yeah,
Okay.
that'll help. And that's why I wanted to talk to you about it too, because you knew in this, it may be able to help you with your business plan and get some funding.
Well, it's people sitting back thinking they can't do anything, and it's a lot that you can do. I mean, NP's got events going on. You passing out
finna-
good information and Jews. You
I'm
got
in
Fox
Broadwood.
Cave Chronicle. All you got to do is just make sure the right people are standing around holding the rope. Everybody can't hold rope.
But we got to get off the couch.
You got to get that ass up off the couch.
Yeah.
and actually move. And I'll say, if I hadn't got a little bit of motivated from meeting you, I probably wouldn't have ran into all these people.
Oh
and
man, we ain't
them
finished.
lights start coming on.
We ain't
so-
finished. I'm gonna pass you guys on over
Definitely.
the Fox Cave Chronicles. She booked up till June, but she got some. She needs some July, August, and stuff. Yeah,
Well, she got
Hey,
booked up.
yeah.
Good
She booked
gracious.
up. We book out. We have to book out about 3 months. That keeps because it's like anything that you do. There's so much that has to be done, but we make it look easier. PW, even
I
you make
see.
it look easy.
I see
So,
you
but
got
anyway,
it.
hey, you've been connected with Community Strong for anything else you like to say, Miss NP? We started off kind of rough. Couldn't get the plane up in the air.
I know. It's
But-
okay.
Internet
But I had to
was-
write
So
co-pilots.
here's what I want to say. If you're an organization, if you're having brunches or conferences and you need a speaker, my message is about Sankofa returning,
Truth.
remembering, really reconnecting. And a part of like the opposite of reconnecting is disconnect and burnout. And so if you're an organization that needs, to learn about stress management, burnout, please call me.
You should be calling now.
Yeah.
But you can't call. You got to go to our Facebook page.
No, email me.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
What's you got the email?
Yeah.
I got it. You know about Google?
Partnerships
Do you know about
dot-
Google Voice?
It gets
Yeah,
your
I don't
phone
remember
number.
the number.
You got to get you another one. Okay. Last but not
I'll
least,
put it in your show notes.
please do. Last but not least, do you have a breathing exercise for us? Do you have?
Tape on the
Oh,
mouth.
and take us out of here on the
You know
breathing
what?
community conversation. He a bad dude.
Because I told him about taping your mouth because a lot of people are mouth breathers
Yes,
and
please
it's
tell them
not
about that.
healthy to breathe through your mouth when you're sleeping. You want to breathe through your nose, but he's just been roasting me. Anyway, let's take a break.
I thought it was
Okay.
because of
Hold
breath.
on. Let me video this. So you're gonna give us a breathing exercise?
I thought it was
okay.
because of bad breath.
When I'm
You know.
feeling tense and anxious and anxiety and I'm mad, this will help me come back to my
Mhm.
present. Okay.
Okay, so one of the things
Is this nose or mouth?
crazy.
I'm just
So one of the things that I would say to people, sometimes people feel weird about just sitting there and breathing. If you're in a place that you're like public and you want to seem discreet. So what I would tell people is you want to inhale and tense your hands. So tighten your hands. Now this is if you don't have like wrist problems. If you have wrist problems, you might want to inhale and lift your arms, exhale, lower down. But you want to inhale, tighten your hands, hold it, exhale, release. And let all your muscles relax. And you want to do that maybe 6 times. So inhale, exhale. Let your muscles relax. Settle there for a moment. Inhale, exhale. Allow your muscles to relax. Let's do one more. Inhale, exhale through your mouth. And just stay there and notice how your body feels. Notice relaxation. A muscle, it's called like muscle progression. So it's like you tense your muscle and release it. Because when you're anxious, your muscle gets tense. So you're like working it out, So that's one breathing exercise. Now there's the easier breathing exercise. It's you inhale 4 counts, hold for 4, exhale 6 counts. So you can draw a box. You can inhale, hold, exhale, hold, inhale, hold, exhale.
Okay.
So you're drawing a box, but you're holding. Who came up with it? Who came up with it? I would
Yes.
say
The boxer.
so when you talk about breath in yogic science, it's called pranayama. So your breath is your life force. And so how you breathe, like how you're breathing can really show like your emotions and how tense you are. So if you notice how you're breathing, like take a moment to notice how you're breathing. And you may notice that you're breathing really shallow, you're not really taking deep breaths, or you might be breathing very rapidly. That is activating your sympathetic nervous system. This is the fight or flight stress response if something is
You are
wrong,
deep.
right? But if you slow your breathing down and relax your muscles, you're activating the parasympathetic nervous system, which is your recovery and rest. This is telling your body that you're safe.
Community conversation, Thursday night, 7 o'clock p.m. with yours, community. Stay connected. You guys have a safe evening. Oh, every now and then someone comes along and shows us who we are and what we might become. It's a matter of being in the right place at the right time, but it doesn't happen to everyone. So thank you for being our everyone. And we're going to leave you all with the word. It starts with an S.
Sankofa.
Yeah. I just looked at it. That's what I was just looking at. Taking us back.
Hey, you guys have a great evening. Be sure to tune in on us. Connect with us on Sunday at 10:30 a.m. for the Solid Rock Dash Community Strong Fort Jackson MS. And we've had our very own Miss NP. We had Miss... we got to get that person out. We got Miss Foxy with the Fox Cave Chronicles. And also our very own PW.
Yes.
Hey.
Thanks again for having me.
Thank you for having
Love
me.
it.
Thank you for being here.
Thank you for.
All
Thank
right.
you for all that information you gave.
Let me get up out of here before Miss White kick us out of here.